Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you a movie so loosely based off of a story that you all probably watched as children that some of you won't even consider this one canon. Unless you're the newer generation who thinks that all of the CGI and pod racing in this one is absolutely amazing. Starring one of the only movies I die in, an actually decent actor, Anakin Pod Racer, Candy Apples, Same Ol' Me Jackson. I took a shotgun blast of makeup to the face, and boring political dialogue guy. Oh my gosh. Let's all just take a breather here for a minute. Ready? I'm not. Star Wars: The Failed Menace. Wait, that's not the movie title, though it should have been, considering how much this movie sucked. And now, the more I think about this movie, the more I realize how much it did suck. And, ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot to go through. And I've come prepared with a cup of hot chocolate. The Phantom Menace is a much more sinister name for a movie that's filled to the brim with lots of boring political dialogue, where we find that the Queen of Naboo is in danger from the Trade Federation, so they must diplomatize. Is that English? I don't know. Basically, they do a lot of boring diplomatic stuff, and then they have to cart her away to safety so that she stays safe, and so they cart her away to Tatooine. And if we remember from the original trilogy, this is where we first met Sir I Need My Power Converters. And here we meet his father, who is currently a 9-year-old boy. A poorly acted 9-year-old boy, nonetheless, who from day one starts hitting on the Queen of Naboo, who is approximately 5 to 6 years his senior. This will be like me hitting on a college graduate. I mean, it's not like I haven't heard of people who are married and 5 to 6 years apart in age, but given Anakin's current age and where he is socially, like, in comparison to Padme, it just seems weird. It seems like they're trying to shoehorn this idea in for the next prequel movie that, like, Anakin really has a major crush for Padme and it's going to be his downfall and it's a love story kind of thing. Well, it can't be a love story if it's so forced all the time, can it? And yes, 9-year-old kid is conveniently named Anakin, so you can draw similarities between him and the butt-kicking, black-armored guy we know as Darth Vader. Real intimidating seeing this blonde kid as Darth Vader in 20-some years from now. I mean, sure, people can change tons in 20-odd years, and, I mean, heck, they can even change in a span of a year or even, like, 2 years. I mean, wow, 2 years, what am I saying? But regardless of how they change, they still manage to keep, like, some behavioral qualities where they'll still kind of remain this sort of like the same how would I say, energy, kind of emotional impact on things, and like how they judge things and everything. But no, you see, with Darth Vader, what it is that he's kind of, my opinion, just like kind of off the top of my head really, he's dark, he's mysterious, he's angry all the time, and he's just intimidating, and he could kill anybody at his will, as we saw him, like, die in my hand, you rebel scum. When we see this Anakin character, we're like, what? He's not intimidating. I mean, I'm not intimidated by a character who's like, let's go pod racing. I'm not intimidated by this character. I don't feel like any sorts of intimidation, and he doesn't seem angry. He just seems like sulky, like, I'm gonna lose my mama. This isn't going to lead to any plot holes in the future. He's not even mysterious. We can see right through him. We know exactly what his favorite hobby is because, well, pod racing. He talks about it throughout the entire movie. I mean, I'm not intimidated by him. I don't think he has any character similarities to Darth Vader. He is so vastly different from Darth Vader. You might as well have called this the adventures of Qui-Gon Jinn, the other Jedi. This character is so vastly different from the Darth Vader that we know that you might as well have just made an entirely different movie series based on this character if you were trying to go so hard for this character. During this movie, we meet Anakin, Darth Vader, Pod Racer, and also pointless character number 27, who mysteriously disappears in the third movie. Jar Jar Binks. What on earth is Jar Jar Binks' deal? I mean, I know there is a theory out there that says that Jar Jar Binks is a Sith, and I have watched this video. I have, like, said, okay, yes, these points are viable. I can see how it would be a Sith. But regardless, Jar Jar Binks is not a Sith in the canon story, and therefore I can't really accept it as truth. I mean, I would love to accept it because I personally think it would have made a much more interesting story to see this character that we always think is like, oh, he's so goofy and stupid and everything, and then he turns out to be like the one that no one ever saw coming. But then again, people might think that like, oh, they're gonna do this again, and it's just Star Wars. Why are they making all these stupid characters? But then you have Dooku, who's like scrappily written in, and it's just boring. He's a boring character. He's like, oh, he was the apprentice of Yoda, and then Yoda must fight his apprentice. Well, I mean, I wonder who's more powerful. Instead, we get Dooku written in. We get the Trade Federation trying to trap and kill the two of the most powerful humans in the entire universe. Like, because they're Jedi, and you send droids after them. You're genius! And we get Anakin Podracer hitting on the queen of a planet. There are the characters that we don't care about. Captain Panaka, Jar Jar Binks, boring political dialogue guy. Boring political dialogue guy number 2. Number 3, Mr. Big Horns and everything. And then we get your classic hack and slash action movie with lines that either don't make sense unless you knew a lot about Star Wars. His midi-chlorian count is over 20,000, higher than Master Yoda's. Hang on. Pillows. Okay. See, I bet that was the most entertaining part of the whole video. It was me tossing videos over. Pillows. Hi. Or lines that make you cringe because they're quite frankly unimportant to the story. Now this is pod racing. There is one thing I can say that I liked about this movie, in the prequel trilogy that was so bad that they considered the Revenge of the Sith the good one. That was all we got to see, the traditional style of Jedis and apprenticeship and like lightsaber duels. And I know I say lightsaber duels and stuff, and when I say lightsaber duels, I mean it's more than like Darth Vader just being, you are so weak with the Force, and then he chops off his hand and Luke goes, no! Oh wait. Well then again, I say lightsaber battling, but what is this? What on planet Dathomir is this? Why is he just standing there swinging his lightsaber around? Oh, I guess we need Obi-Wan for the A New Hope movie. It's classic in a movie for the hero to nearly die, and then he pulls some clutch move, and then he kills the villain, and the villain dies and falls dead, and everyone's happy. But then the hero's like traumatized because like they lost their innocence, or they like lost like someone during the fight, you know. And that's exactly what happens in this movie. However, given the position that Obi-Wan's in, there's absolutely no reason that Darth Maul should be swinging his lightsaber for the kiddies back at home to say, you know what, I think one Jedi dead a day is just fine. I mean, can we take a break? Can we take 5? Can we, just swing a lightsaber around because we're going to sell more action figure toys and pod races and all these kind of other things? But no, it's just like, he has Obi-Wan literally at his feet. And he's just... You can't see my hand. Basically, Darth Maul is taunting Obi-Wan like someone would during a boxing fight when they are only playing to knock out, and they think that they have the upper hand. And we all know in movies with that, like Nacho Libre, I know that's not boxing, it's wrestling, but still, he gets taunted, and Nacho Libre comes back and wins, and then everyone goes home happy. Sorry, spoiler alert for Nacho Libre, my bad. But anyway, like, this is a matter of lightsabers. You were using a sword that can cut through literally anything pretty much anything in the universe except for, like, vibro blades and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter. Nerd stuff, sorry. This is a matter of lightsabers, where you are fighting to the death. You've killed Qui-Gon. You need to eliminate the rest of your enemies, and then you're just like, whoop whoop. I know I'm reiterating my point a lot here, but that is one thing that really, the one major thing, the biggest thing. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. The biggest thing that bugged me about this movie was that, like, it didn't make sense. It had points where it was like, gonna do it? Nah, I think I'm gonna pull back, maybe just do like cool little make everyone think like, oh, this is the greatest movie ever to hit the screen in 1999. What I'm basically saying here is that given the position that Obi-Wan is in relative to Darth Maul, it just makes it incredibly unlikely that Darth Maul would just rather swing his lightsaber than around for the kiddies back home rather than kill him by dropping his lightsaber on his head, using his lightsaber to slice his arms off so he loses his grip and falls, using the Force to push him down, using the Force to pull him back up and stab him through the chest like he did Qui-Gon Jinn, because that would be ironic. Regardless of my beef though, everything that has happened in the movie has happened. The movie was released 17 years ago. Well, I mean 17 years ago, it's 2016, I don't know the exact date, but around 17 years ago. And to wrap this all up, I would like to address the first tag that they had on IMDb. The first tag they had on IMDb for this movie was one truth, one hate. What? Can you say that again, guy? Yeah, I can. One truth, one hate was the top tag on this movie on IMDb. What does that even mean? I mean, maybe I'm not good at analyzing. Maybe I'm not good at analyzing what that is supposed to mean in relative to the movie. Is it supposed to mean one truth is the Jedi and one hate is the Sith hate the Jedi? Or something like that. But it just, I mean, like this tag, the rest of this movie does not make sense. It would be better being off on its own. One truth, one hate would probably be better off being a hashtag on Twitter for, I don't know, some relationship issue. The tag says one truth, one hate. But there's not a lot of truth in this movie. Qui-Gon Jinn goes against a lot of Jedi rules. If you've read the books and if you kind of watch if you've listened to the dialogue in the movie, if you've had the guts to do that, you'll see that Qui-Gon Jinn doesn't exactly agree with the Council because he thinks that the rules are too rigid, so then he literally uses his dying breath to make sure that Anakin becomes the chosen one, becomes the one to become Obi-Wan's apprentice so that he can become the Jedi who restores balance to the Force, and just it's basically going up against any Jedi truth that the Council has ever known. So there's no truth in that. Well, where's the truth at? Where is the hate? Please comment below. I'm confused. I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm out. I'm down. I'm lost. Anyways, have you guys seen Star Wars: The Failed Menace? Comment below, share your thoughts, and if you guys think I missed anything in this review, or if there's anything else I could have touched on or done better, please also let me know. Let me hear your thoughts down in the comments below. And thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you on the flip side.